Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe.
Hi, I'm Rina.
And this is an interview, so to speak. An interview of questions, which you have...
That's generally the definition of an interview.
Interviews could be other things.
Like?
I'll figure it out later. I have time. I edit videos now. So, basically, short version is once a month, I have my patrons select their own video of what they want to happen on the channel. This is not where I give them a list of choices, which I do every other week, so to speak, but rather they actually straight up get to choose and vote amongst themselves. And this week was probably because you've been more on the channel lately. You joined a while ago, but you've been more...
We're doing more playthroughs.
Yeah, lots of playthroughs. You're here every week now, and so they voted on an interview with Rina, and that won. But that also means that I'm going to have them draft the questions, because...
I didn't see any of these questions.
I've seen them all. There are some...
I hope you saw them all.
Yeah, there are some interesting... I mean, there are interesting questions. Nothing too controversial. I would have vetoed anything that was too far afoul, so to speak. But effectively, these are going to be questions from my Patreons that I am, well, asking Rina. This is just going to be an interview with that. And that's basically it.
Okay.
That's the short version.
Cool.
Are you ready?
I am.
Are you prepared?
Sure.
Are you nervous?
No.
Good. Cool. Excellent. So, something's going to be really... No cheating. You can't look at this. I'm going to tuck this like so.
One of my other special teacher powers are to read things that are folded over.
So, to begin with, the hard one.
Yes.
What's the first board game you ever played with me? That's just a factual question, honestly.
I don't know, like, from when we were dating?
What's the first board game? You decide how you want to interpret it. What's the first board game you ever played with me?
I want to say it was either Small World or Stone Age. Monopoly? I don't know. I can't remember.
I mean, didn't we play Catan before we played both of those? I'm sure we played Catan.
Yeah, here and
We
there.
played Arkham Horror once before we played Stone Age and Small World.
No, that was block that memory out.
That's fine. So I mean, I did a video once on our journey, so to speak, and I covered Small World, Stone Age, whatnot. Arkham Horror, Catan happened at different points.
Catan I played a long time ago. Same with Ticket to Ride.
Did I ever play Corridor with you way back in the day?
We played Couriers.
Corridor.
Oh,
It's the little wooden pieces, and you're trying to move your pawn to the side while blocking your opponent's pawn.
It is very possible.
This is a game I used to play back before I was into board games.
We had Monopoly Deal. I mean, that was also
Monopoly Deal. Yes,
that
we
was
did play
a
Monopoly
really,
Deal.
really long time ago. I don't know.
Cool. So pick one.
It's
Just
a
go with
lot
that.
of games. Well, let's just go with Small World.
Excellent choice. Small World is the first board game she ever played with me ever. It's been written here. Next. Now we start getting more interesting. There's gonna be some factual, some opinions, some whatever.
Sure.
But what do you like most about me being a content creator, and why?
I don't know. You're gonna have to play lots of Jeopardy theme music when I think of these because I haven't seen any of these.
That's fine. Just there's no pressure. There's no pressure.
I guess it's just all the amount of games that you get and the ones that we get to play, and we just get to have fun playing with them. I'm not gonna say that I like all the boxes.
You don't like all the boxes.
No,
you don't even like all the games.
I don't like all the games.
You mean literally just the boxes we have in the house?
Yes.
We throw those out now. Mostly, some of them. The attic may or may not be full of cardboard boxes. It may or may not.
The attic is filled 30% at least with cardboard boxes.
They're not condensed. If I condensed them, it'd be down to 10%.
We did condense them, and then 10 days later, it was back to you dumped a whole bunch more.
Never underestimate the value of a good brown box.
I don't underestimate the value of a good brown box.
Do you underestimate the value of a good 100 brown boxes?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. That's the problem.
One brown box, it's fine. There's so many boxes.
You need different shapes, sizes, colors. Yeah. Okay. So the games you play.
Just getting the games, being able to just play more games. We're definitely able, amusingly, to get more games to the table.
Yeah.
As a content creator than you were before, because usually we would only play a game on the weekend, on Shabbos. But now we get to play a game every other night, more or less.
Yes, and sometimes when you forget to hit record on the top button,
we then have to play that game again.
Then you have to play more games again.
Lots of
games.
Times.
Cool. Next.
Yes.
Were you into board games? I mean, some of these I know the answers, but I'm going to ask them anyway. Were you into board games before meeting me?
Yes. I played board games before I met you.
We played.
I played Ticket to Ride.
Okay.
I played Catan.
Okay.
I didn't play any of the, what do you call it? RPG? Is that the right phrase? RPG?
What's the
RPG? Role-playing games?
Role-playing? role-playing games, yeah. RPGs.
I didn't play any of those. But no, I had dabbled. I didn't play extensively. It wasn't like I had a game group that I was going to weekly. I didn't play Dungeons and Dragons. I wasn't doing that. But I definitely had trading card games when I was younger. And I definitely really liked playing Settlers of Catan. And think I tried. I don't think I ever played Small World.
No, Small World,
Well,
we
it
played
was
Small World
later.
together for the first time.
Yeah.
And Stone Age, we played both those for the first time. Okay. What were your initial expectations for how the BoardGameCo channel would progress? Has the channel fallen short, met, or exceeded your expectations?
What were my expectations?
Yes.
I was not expecting you to get so little sleep.
That's true. That's fair. That's neither here. That's neither here nor there.
Such a small amount of sleep. You need more sleep. It's bad for your health.
I get by on a good solid 6 hours of sleep on average. It's enough. I make do. Sort of. Mostly. I have coffee.
I'm not sure who you're trying to convince right now.
Me. I'm trying to convince me and you. And you. If I have me and you, we can convince her. Together. We can work on this.
That's cute.
Yes.
So what was the question again? Just so I can...
What were your initial expectations?
I don't think I had any initial expectations at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you started doing this, you started a little bit before pandemic, went crazy and everything.
My first video went up December 8th.
There you go.
I think December 8th.
Yeah, like a little bit beforehand. And you were just starting it just for fun, just to see what you could do with it. And then you did more, and then more, and then more. And, I certainly did not expect the basement to once again turn into a
business / hobby endeavor.
Yeah, like the last time this happened, we had like the desk and one recliner smushed all the way in the corner that you had to weave through a lot of shelving.
For context, when I started BoardGameCo, the retail, the trading operation, board games, all that, the basement was where everything started as well, and so we had lined up shelves back and forth.
It's really
entire.
Such a we don't have a picture.
I know it's really a shame. We really don't have a picture from it was like that for a year and a half. But we had like 1,500 games crammed into a basement, literally packing, shipping, pulling. It was a little miniature shipping operation before it just outgrew the basement.
Correct.
So this basement, although technically it's
was the
3
other
houses
house down.
we moved 3 houses down
On the same street.
On the same street. Yeah, we like the street. We like the block. We just wanted a slightly bigger house.
Yes.
And so we had a basement, which was basically the exact same size and dimensions as this basement. And we had shelf after shelf and just no space for anything. We were stacking games on our couches and our ottomans before we were like, buy couch and ottoman, we need more shelf space.
Pretty much.
So it's not as bad now. It's not, I think it's not
I can't
bad.
get rid of that recliner because it's gone through so much.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's right now we have a bar with a camera over here. There's a little mic that you can't see right at the tip of my finger over here. There's a light over there, a light over there. There's wires all over the place. We have lighting down here. We have 3 different color floodlights, that little orange light. It's the whole goal of a set is to make things look pretty on camera. But in reality, once you look past the camera, everything looks pretty messy. So that's the basement. It's back to being repurposed.
So my expectations were just a little bit different. Like I didn't think it was going to grow into what it is now.
I absolutely did not think it was
I did not think it was going to grow. And I also like the different aspects. It could have grown to this size, but you could have not been doing as much content as you are now also.
Yeah.
So just the whole different things. But yeah, definitely was not expecting to have so much camera equipment in the basement.
Speaking of which, I need another Calyx shelf. Yeah.
Right there, what? Right I have a great plan.
There's a spot. I have a spot.
No, I have a better plan. You get rid of the boxes. We can finish the attic, and then we can put more games upstairs.
Okay, we can finish the attic anytime you want. It's the other things that are the problem. Anyways, so moving on from there.
Yes.
How long into again, it's more factual. How long into our relationship until we dove into board games together?
Okay, let's see. Got married in 2010. Child in 2011. We won that auction December, January. Ish of 2012. So 2011, 2012. I'll take your word
for it. Your memory is far better than mine.
Sure.
And Ricky's is far better than both of ours.
That is very true. Ricky was born in 2011, so we...
That much I knew.
I'm happy to hear that. We went and won those games from that auction. They weren't Gamers games, but they were games that started the whole thing. I think we won them like December, January. I'm pretty sure it was from...
And it was a PlayStation. We won a PlayStation 3 that we sold.
We did, and we bought more games. That's just the best way to...
Yes, we had recently just experienced Small World and Stone Age, and we won a local auction with some stuff that we didn't really care about, and we decided to sell the PlayStation, and we played some of the other games, including a game called Monopoly. You Build Monopoly.
Yeah, that was a really fun
one. Which was, it was fun.
For Monopoly, it was fun.
I imagine if I looked back on it, I think there was this is our first year of marriage. We were happy to spend... This is our second year of marriage. We were happy to just spend time together. We didn't really have the distractions of kids. Any game would have been a good way of spending quality time.
Ricky was so little then, she wasn't distracting. So then, that's when you started buying games, and then you would start hiding. Just how many games We're coming.
I didn't hide anything. This is a delicate subject. People do hide a lot of stuff.
I know.
Yeah, it's a delicate. I'm wary of that.
You're like, no, some games are coming. I'm like, how much did you spend in games? He's like, you're like, now or total?
Total. No, now. One of those two. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, the prices just kept going.
Oh, it's okay. We're going to get to a question along these lines a little bit later.
How much money I think you spent on board games?
No, that would be a good... How much money do you think I spent on board games?
This past year or in the last 10 years?
Last
like 9 years. 10 years.
Sure, whichever.
$7,000.
It's far more than that. Now,
being nice.
I resell them, so it's a balance because
$10,000.
So what I did for a long time is when I first got into it, I kept a Excel sheet. I do it a little bit, but not as religiously. But I kept an Excel sheet of the games I was getting in, the games I traded and sold, and tried to track it. And I spent a lot of money on board games. Don't get me wrong. I spent like $500 a month.
Yeah, but then you could just also sell them.
I sold them, and so it averaged out that once I passed that initial like $5,000 investment, whatever it was, I started managing to sell and rotate and get most of my money back. There's a little bit of a churn rate always, but that's why I got into this whole business of what I do now, and the way I have this whole outlook of the channel is specifically because I stumbled into this area.
So many games.
So many games.
Yeah, so I would say sometime around 2011, mid 2012 is when I think we really started getting more into gaming.
Yeah.
There is a fly.
There's a fly.
There is a fly. It's a very annoying.
No, this is beautiful. This is a very, very nice look. How do you?
There, it's gone now.
How do you handle?
There. It's on your shirt.
This is amazing. How do you handle games that one of us likes and the other doesn't?
I try to go in with an open mind and not threaten to burn it to the ground.
No, that's how do you handle games that you think you won't like and you haven't played it, but you're already judging it beforehand.
I try not to think.
That's a different conversation. I should throw my own question about that.
What was the question again? How do we approach?
How do you handle games that one of us likes and the other one doesn't?
Me, if I don't like it, I just tell you it's a really nice game. It has beautiful artwork. I'm so happy you have friends to play with it that don't include me.
It's so nice of you to pretend I have friends on camera. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah. People, they know you have a gaming group. I just say you have other people that you could play with it. It doesn't necessarily have to be me. If you continue to play this game with me, it'll be like how I ruined friends for you. So
she did ruin friends for me. So just the other day, I did a video where I talked about how I like the new Star Wars more than I like the old Star Wars, and she doesn't like Friends. Attack her, not me. Just saying, you know. Okay, cool. Indeed. Next one. So, if you could have a game, no, this is the fun one. What would I have to do that's too much? Okay, so let's give an example. We just talked about spending lots of money every month on board games. I have a board game table. I have two board game tables. What would I have to do that is too much? That is not okay. That is not like you wouldn't be supportive of. For example, taking the entire attic and turning it into a storage space for more board games.
I already told you to do that.
No, but while keeping everything else.
I already told you to do that.
Okay, apparently that's not too much either. What would
I
have to do?
literally just said redo the attic so you could put more board game stuff up there.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
This reminds me of that meme you showed me once. It was about knitting supplies, not board games, but it applies to both.
Oh, yeah, no, it's my teaching supplies.
Teaching supplies. It was like, honey, I found a box to keep on my...
See, I told you I could fit it all in one box.
Stop calling our house a box.
I do have a lot of teaching supplies. They're everywhere. And I have a lot of crafting supplies. I'm curious is, do you think I have more crafting supplies or do you have more games?
I have more... physical space or quantity?
Quantity.
You have a lot of crafting supplies.
I do.
Physical space board games is...
I don't think you realize how much fabric and yarn is in the attic.
Oh, I realized. Earlier this video, which is recorded when I said you'd have to get rid of other stuff, I was not referring to boxes. The boxes can leave tomorrow if we want to redo the attic. It's a lot of stuff that belongs to...
There's the pretty thing that I want to buy. You know that thing that opens up?
There are like two things in the attic that I actually care about that I would not throw out. Like my crokinole board, the new Aram board, or what's it called? Arma board. But like almost everything else I have in the attic is either junk that I'll throw out when we need the space, or boxes which I'll find a different place in the garage to put them or something.
We should build a shed.
We should build a shed.
That's a good idea.
Yes. So what would I have to do that's too much? Call our house a box?
No, I already do that. Can't call that too far.
Nothing? You're just that supportive? To be clear, by the way, I think I'm a pretty supportive husband. She is far, far more supportive as a wife.
I think what I would say that is too much is if you decided to go to a con without asking me.
Ooh.
And you booked a ticket without telling me.
Ooh.
And then you just decide, oh, by the way, I booked a ticket today that's non-refundable and I'm going to this con this weekend. I think that I would be...
We'll talk after this. But no.
Very, very, very...
Irritated by? Irritated?
Yes.
She'd be irritated if I booked okay, I got it. I will add that to my list of things that I will not be doing.
That's good. This
Yes.
goes for like all visits and plans. It doesn't necessarily have to be a con.
Cool. So, past that, if you could have a game tailor-made for you, what would be the mechanics and theme?
Oh, you can't ask me that.
Well, what would be the theme? Let's start with that.
Chocolate.
Chocolate would be your tailor-made game.
I like chocolate.
Wow. And what would be the mechanics?
Eating chocolate?
Isn't this literally a game called Truffle Shuffle already?
Yeah, but you don't eat the chocolate. That's a really good question. What would the theme be? I don't know.
What themes appeal to you? Like, I like medieval a lot. Medieval's probably one of my favorite themes. It's a classic go-to of some sort. Different types of medieval.
I like fantasy. I mean, most of my stuff that I like to read right now is all nonfiction stuff.
It would probably be like some sort of thing where we're finding a cure and there's evil people getting in the way. I don't know. If you want to hear...
Pandemic.
Yes, Pandemic, that's true. That is a game already. But you have lots of these books you're reading now that are all like... What is it? It's called...
Nonfiction?
It's called nonfiction, but isn't there a generic... another category name for it? A specific type of like investigative mystery.
Oh no, yeah, there is type. It's called investigative journalism.
Yeah, that's the one you like.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yes, I do. I really do like investigative journalism. What am I about to start reading? But I read my stuff is like all over the place. Mm-hmm. All over the place. Like the books that I just got out now. One is about diamond smuggling, and the other one is about earthquakes.
Cool.
So.
Diamond smuggling earthquakes. Got it. Excellent.
My taste different.
Sounds like a plan.
I guess I don't know. I guess the theme that I would like, because I do like books, would be really fun to have like a book theme game where you can have different characters.
There is a book theme game, and you hated it. You did not like it at all. It involved getting books from a library and filing them.
That was a really annoying one.
I told you.
I
you
didn't like
it
that
at all.
one.
Yes.
But in Finnish, we get to be
Sure.
a different character from a different book, and then I don't know. I don't have any answers for you.
Okay. So a book chocolate themed game where you are a character and eat chocolates.
Yes.
Excellent. Sounds like a plan.
What mechanics would I like? Tile placement.
Okay. Polyomino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Polyomino book game.
Yes.
That'd be much better, honestly. Much better than the one we play.
Yes. It's polyomino book game where you have to reorganize the books on a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy right now.
Okay, excellent. We will get a polyomino book game. We should design a polyomino game.
No, a polyomino game where you have a bookcase. Like, you know how you have, in patchwork, you have to make a quilt?
Yes.
So this is just books. And you have to make a shelf, and you have to organize them. And if you can spell out a sentence, it's even better.
Let's see if we can do this.
Okay.
We'll add it to our list of things
I'm so
to do.
excited.
Okay. When the board game channel launched, did you think you would have any on-screen involvement, or did you want to be involved that way?
When it started, there was a lot of other things going on during that point in time.
Like being home from school with kids and
yes,
stuff, and world ending.
when you really started it, I feel like when it really started really going, you were like, we had just gotten back from being in Toronto. And you were saying, it's like, wow, if it grows here, it'll be really cool here. And I would like to hit this number here. And then you hit it, like, much earlier.
That's why, going to the earlier question, what were my expectations for the channel? I remember being in that car ride where we were talking about the channel. I was like, if I could just, like, eventually hit 4,000 subscribers, that would be enough to, like, keep justifying putting out videos.
Yes, and I think you hit it, like, a few weeks later.
No, it wasn't a few weeks. That was in, I think...
It was March.
Was it March?
We went March 6th.
And I started hitting a slow climb in March, April, somewhere around then. So maybe it was a few weeks. I don't think so. I think it was longer than that.
Because we were all home.
I'm pretty sure I said it to you when I had, like, 2,000 subscribers.
Yes. No, you already hit 1,000, I think, by then. No, but it was, at that point in time, we had switched from being in-person learning to at-home learning. So besides the fact that I had to help all, and it was insane because you had the baby and the kindergarten and the preschooler while I was monitoring the older children
and COVID.
Yes, but the time that we started going to Zoom school, you were over COVID by that point in time. But it was switching all of everything that I have ever done in my job to something new. So I definitely wasn't, even if you had probably asked me for my involvement, I did not have the headspace to even attempt to do anything at that point in time.
It wasn't even me who asked. It was somebody else who said, hey, we want to see Rina's top 10. And I was like, okay, let's ask her.
It came up because of Townfolk Tussle. Is that what it's called?
Was it?
And you mentioned how much I hated the artwork.
Was that really I don't remember. I don't remember the origination.
And I think someone commented saying, you talked about how your wife doesn't like it. It would be very interesting to see what she does like.
I no recall. I believe you. I just don't recall.
It was like November, December-ish time. I don't really remember.
Going on directly to the next question, what were some of your hesitations about? What were your hesitations, if any, about being on video, and how did you overcome them?
I think one of the more ones is that I'm a teacher and I just have things against just having my stuff out there forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah, I've resigned myself to that fact by now.
I don't know. I just got over it. I don't really.
Yeah, you were not resistant at all. I expected you to be. I was like, I will ask.
It was like my one thought. I was like, well, I don't really know how, as a teacher, just feel about this. But then I'm like, I'm on internet all day long teaching, so.
Yeah. I did not expect you to say yes. I 100% thought you'd say no. Yeah. And you were totally on board. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So, next up.
I don't even know how many questions there are. I'm not looking!
16 questions. We're on number 11.
Awesome.
Do you have any plans for any solo content or content with you and the kids, or you and whoever, you and Shira?
Not yet.
Not yet. Do you have no plans for it?
No.
Are you comfortable with it?
I don't know.
You're more reluctant there?
Yes.
Why so? These are all my questions. That was just the original question.
I don't really know if I have the headspace to do that yet. It's a lot more planning. It's about stuff that I don't know as well as you do. Okay. And I don't think that I'm ready to do anything like that just yet.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll plan or something. I don't know. We'll see.
These things are easier to plan when I have my.
No, I like the idea of you. I like the idea of there being videos on the channel without me. Of you being in videos. You know, Shira. The kids are not going to be. You did tell me when I had my voice thing. I got a comment saying someone should just do a voiceover because I can't talk. And Mina's like, it would be incredibly amusing to do a voiceover of you, but that's the amount of work it takes to do it properly is far more work than just getting over it. But yeah.
Took you a while.
Okay. 12. This is going to be a longer one.
Nope, the fly's back. Stop. Okay, it's gone.
How have you felt about the growing popularity of the BoardGameCo channel? For example, more and more quotes appearing on Kickstarters, publishers reaching out with prototypes, previews, collaborations with other channels.
Do they? I have not noticed. I did not notice the sheer amount of boxes that have been piling up by the door.
No. So how have you felt about it?
Fine. Why?
I don't know. I didn't prep these questions. I'm just literally asking from other people.
Oh, that's fair. It doesn't bother me. I'm happy that you're happy. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I think the worst thing that you can do is just book a plane ticket or any plans of travel without clearing it first.
It's okay, I can cancel it.
That's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that you were able to do that. So can you read me the question one more time?
How have you felt about the growing popularity of the BoardGameCo channel? For example, more and more quotes on Kickstarters, publishers reaching out, prototypes, previews, collaborations, etc.
What quotes?
I get quoted on Kickstarters all the time.
You do?
Yeah. If you go to the Kickstarter page, it's like, Alex Radcliffe, this is the best board game ever, or something like that. Well, it's actually says BoardGameCo, but yeah, same idea.
It's really cute.
Something that says Alex Radcliffe. Really one time it said Alex Radcliffe without the E at the end. I'm still okay with that. It's okay. It's not a big deal.
It is normal.
It's a common thing. People forget the E all the time.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That happens very frequently.
Yeah.
With my stuff.
So how have you felt about it?
Fine. I
honestly,
I'm
by the way,
happy with it.
This is one of those things. Rina is one of the most easygoing people I know. She's very, 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 very easygoing, except when it comes to scheduling trips out of town without asking her in advance, apparently. So, but that
Especially
aside,
when it's the first day of school.
That aside, like a bunch of these questions were about like how do you feel with stuff, and I expected many of these answers to be, fine. Like,
yeah,
it's okay.
I'm happy that you're doing it.
Okay. What are some ways appearing on the channel, like you yourself? What are some ways appearing on the channel has impacted your life?
I have less sleep.
You never had sleep.
That is true.
You never had sleep.
I'm a very, very, very poor sleeper. I have terrible sleep.
What was that meme we just shared? The thing I shared. I think it was from Jonathan Pyle. What's his name?
Nathan Pyle.
Nathan Pyle. I think it's from
Strange Planet. It's the best ever. Strange Planet is awesome.
It was that one of like four panels. It's like me sleeping, me doing a movie, me in the car, me reading a book, me in my bed. Like you were up all night, but the rest of the time you're falling asleep.
I'm doing much better.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. Number 14. 3 left. 14.
Wait, we didn't finish that question.
What are some of the ways appearing on the channel has impacted your life? New friends, playing more different games, always thinking new ideas?
I'm playing so many more games. Oh, I can definitely tell you how one way has impacted my life for sure. I have definitely invested in a significant amount of WD-40 because I have managed to stop all the squeaking of all the doors because whenever you're recording...
I didn't know this. Wait, what? You've been WD-40ing the doors in the house?
All the doors in the house.
I did not know this at all.
I WD-40'd everything.
Thank you.
Because whenever you're filming, and sometimes he's like, oh, I'm going to be filming for 20 minutes. I'm like, cool, I can do 20 minutes. 45 minutes later, you're still filming.
Maybe.
I have to leave to go do things with all the children. So I WD-40'd all the doors so that none of them would squeak. And we have changed the light bulbs in the house. Now they're red.
Oh yeah, the light bulb on the top of the stairs goes red when I start recording, because that way people know I'm recording instead of having my kids charge down doing the videos. You still hear background noise in the videos from time to time, but if you listen to my original content way back in the day, there was a lot more background noise. It was abysmal.
Definitely becoming a little bit more conscious of it. Like I wouldn't take out pots because I was scared they were going to clang too loudly. You know,
it's a lifestyle change, just practically speaking. And we've had, by the way...
It was a lifestyle change. It was definitely getting used to, like, and it was more of, hey, I'm really happy that you're filming, and I'm totally, totally fine with you filming. Just the next time you're going to film, can you please let me know so that the water that I put up to boil to go get the noodles that were in the basement that I couldn't go downstairs now for half an hour to get the noodles, if you can just, like, give me that heads up that you're, like, going to start recording, that would be great.
Yeah, and just to save some comments from people who do it, we can't really put up a door to the basement.
Oh yeah, there's no door.
There's no door, but the way it's situated in the stairs and the way the side exit, which what we use is, there's really no way to put up a door and close it off, whatever it is.
If we put a door, it'd be really dangerous.
Without major construction. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something that I would...
It's not something we can do easily, which is why we rely on the red light, which mostly works for the most part.
Easiest solution? Move. Or finish the attic.
Well, eventually, but that's not... Yeah, the attic. You keep going. I've signed off on the attic, like, who knows how long ago. I've said I am on board, I am cool.
We need to find a contractor.
No, we need to decide where you're putting your stuff.
Yes.
That's the part. Yeah, not the boxes. Not the boxes. Anyways.
So much stuff.
14. We like to play competitively against each other.
We do.
How does that interaction and gaming in general help or hurt with our marriage? What does gaming bring to our relationship? How do you play a game with each other if one does not really well when we are covered? But let's go with that for the first part. Mm-hmm. So we like to play competitively, and how does that help and hurt with our marriage?
I mean, you're generally very supportive when my wolf kills you for 47 points of damage.
No. I am supportive when your wolf kills me.
Yes.
I am not supportive of the fact that you're like, you're dead. Let's roll 15 more dice because I could have still killed you more. I could have killed you more. Wait.
It's so much more fun.
You're like, no. But if I would have spent this action point, I also could have rolled 7 more dice. I'm like, I'm dead, sweetie. I'm dead. You won. It's okay.
You're a wolf. I have to double check. Actually, I'm the wolf. You were a creepy spider.
Ooh, I like that. We're referring to Rise of Moloch. Great game. Lots of fun. She insists on rolling all the extra dice, even when I'm dead.
It's a great game. What other games have we played competitively? Arma was definitely a competitive game.
Arma was amusing.
Arma was very amusing.
Super Fantasy Brawl. I mean, there's lots of games that are less competitive head-to-head, like Everdell, obviously.
We don't play, like, war games that are intensely competitive, because that's not my style.
I mean, you say that, but I don't know. Like, what's an example of a game that you don't like or don't want to play or whatever?
There was that ogre game.
Rum and Bones is fun. You like that?
I like Rum and Bones.
Which game don't you like?
There was that ogre one, a really, really, really... Maybe it was Orcs. It was a really long time ago. I don't remember.
What were the gameplay mechanics?
I didn't like it.
Oh, that's the gameplay mechanic. We're adding that to a box. We have it on a box. It's like, oh, this has drafting cards and deck building, and some Rina doesn't like it in the box. That's suitable for 2 to 4 players, and Rina doesn't like it.
It had a giant castle.
With orcs? Mm-hmm. It's not Castle Panic. We never played that one.
Nope.
Were we fighting was one side of the castle, one side not the castle?
Yes.
Okay, we never even started that game.
I know, I didn't like it.
That would be not Siege. That would be Stronghold. Stronghold is the game. I taught it, and she had no interest in playing it, and we never played it.
Correct.
Because it was that
awful game.
You never played it.
I don't think it really bothers either of us when we're playing competitively.
Yeah, I like it.
We're not mean to each other.
Yeah,
we're not like yelling insults.
We're not vindictive. We're not. We're not doing things intentionally malicious.
No.
We
it's
get
just,
each other's way and hurt each other. Yeah, I agree. I like it.
Yeah,
speaking for myself,
I don't really have that many issues. Generally, we're pretty more supportive. Like, we do have one rule of if the other person's about to make a really stupid move, you can warn them once. And then if they forget it again, then that's their fault.
I mean, I didn't know this was an official rule. I just like warning people.
We always do that rule.
I know. I just warn you. I don't really care about the once or this.
Are you sure you want to go there? Because this dude's just gonna kill you. Or
yeah, I'm in it for fun. For me, it's all
about the fun.
Yeah.
We've said that multiple times in our videos. That like, even when we were playing, what did we just play? Magna Roma.
Sure.
I was like, I totally did not play towards the end game point.
Yeah.
I really like tile placement games.
Yeah.
I was just really having fun.
Cool. Number 15, and I know the answer to this one already, but
okay.
Are you pulled in by narrative heavy games? If not, which is this is the not part, if not, have there been any exceptions to this with the recent influx of these types of games?
I don't like narrative.
She does not like narrative games.
I don't like... If I wanted to read a story, I have lots of books. I'm happy to read it in my chair with my blanket and my tea. I have like my whole thing. It's nice sometimes. I'm trying to think if there's any time where the flavor text really was helpful. Rise of Moloch.
You like the flavor text in Rise of Moloch?
No, but I needed to actually know it so that I could do
Fly
things. Yes, so I could do things.
Mm-hmm.
It's right by my nose.
That's okay. I don't see it. I don't see anything.
I think Rise of Moloch was the only time, like, I did... You wouldn't read it to me, but you handed it to me to read so that I would at least be able to understand what in the world I was supposed to be doing.
Okay. I mean, I like
that
this.
one's
I like
a little bit more confusing.
the story in Rise of Moloch is interesting. It's a episodic by episodic kind of situation.
And they were very short.
Yeah.
The pandemic one was just annoying.
Pandemic one?
Yeah.
Pandemic what?
Flavor text.
Oh, you mean Pandemic Legacy?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, so interesting. You don't like the story in like the Legacy games we played?
Not really.
The slow aspect of developing Queensdale, the story, the developing, the Sick
Queensdale,
King.
yes. Clank, no.
Clank we didn't love, so yeah. Clank was more annoying. Clank was just in the way of the game.
Yes, Clank, yeah. I still remember, like, okay, let's play. 30 minutes later. Okay, I finished
We're
that
done
up.
doing stickers. Yeah, it was not fun.
No, that was awful. Otherwise, I just don't like... I'm
I am
not
intrigued.
a narrative person.
I'm intrigued whether there'll be an exception. There are more and more narrative games coming out, and
There are, but I'm trying to think if there's any
you
that
generally don't like them, sadly.
I don't.
Yeah.
I really, really don't. Especially when they're like choose your own adventure kind of games. I really don't like those. Unlock, I think, has a little...
Unlock counts. That's interesting.
Unlock has narrative components to it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We should really do an Unlock one.
We should do an Unlock on camera.
Oh.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay, it's going to be so frustrating. Yay. Unlocks are frustrating. I mean, we like them.
They're
We like
also
them a lot.
fun.
Yes, we will figure it out. Last question. Have you gotten any insight or learned something new about me as a person since I've started the channel that you didn't realize or think about beforehand?
He really, really needs to learn how to use his trimmer while giving himself a haircut.
Okay, that has nothing to do with the channel. That has nothing to do with the channel at all. That's just, technically it's since I started the channel, but that has nothing to do with the channel. So for context, I've been giving myself my own haircuts for the past, 10 years. I've gone to a barber like maybe 3 times in the past 10 years. The rest of the time I've cut my own hair, and I do a fairly decent job at it.
You do, generally.
And this past, maybe a month ago, I was in a rush. And I used the trimmer to cut my hair without a guard. And I may or may not have butchered the back of my head. Which is a good thing it's the back of my head, because apparently I'm on camera all day now. So,
That's true.
yeah, I got one comment at one point that someone kind of caught it and said, what happened to your hair? But, like, no one else noticed, because, again, back of the head.
Yes. Is there anything that I really noticed since...
Anything you've learned about me or noticed?
That you are indeed human and you need sleep.
I always need to sleep. I just get less now.
I know. I'm very aware on the getting less now part. Not really. You haven't changed.
I mean, I don't think so. I've learned something new about myself.
You're very eloquent. I've always known that. You write well. I've always known
so,
that. You
no,
play games
so-
well. I've known that too.
So the games, sure, the writing, sure, but the part I definitely did not know about myself is there's always that joke of the number 1 fear in America is public speaking. The number 4 fear is being dead, is fear of death. So that means if you're at the funeral, you'd rather be in the casket than at the podium, than giving the eulogy. That's a Jerry Seinfeld joke. And that joke has always resonated with me. I've always hated public speaking. When we've had,
know it.
yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, that's what I've learned about myself. But it turns out that it's not that I hated public speaking, it's that I hated being forced in front of an audience about a subject matter that I didn't care about.
Oh.
That's what bothered me. Because when I'm doing that, and I think it wouldn't change much. I think if you forced me in front of an audience, even now, today, to talk about something for some reason, and it wasn't related to something I am passionate about, I think I'd still find myself stuck, or trying to remember what it is I want to say, or struggle through my words. But do so about a subject I care about, and I can talk from today to tomorrow with no pause, no break, no whatever.
I know that.
Apparently she knew that already.
I did know that already. I did.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I
can
love
also tell when it's not a subject that you don't like. You're just not as, I wouldn't say impassioned, but you're just more disinterested.
Yeah. But I never thought that I wanted to be on camera for a living, practically. Like, when I started the channel, it was kind of like, oh, I'll throw up a video here and there, whatever, it's all good. But it really has developed into something that I truly enjoy. And being with you on the channel also. It was never part of the plan. but it's something that's another part that I enjoy. I enjoy our banter on games. I enjoy playing a game and just having these filmed, recorded moments for posterity. I can always look back at videos of us having fun together.
My piece off of Arma.
Oh, that was amazingly fun. I actually watched that again today, by the way.
It's really funny.
It's roughly 4.5, but maybe 5 minutes into the video, and just watching
so
you,
excited.
you're like so excited. You're so excited. You're like, yes, 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 and I'm like, no. It is amusing, but like, or Arnak. I mean, there's moments that of us on camera that it's another little tidbit.
Or there's no moments because you forgot to press record.
Or there's no.
Put lots of post-it notes everywhere.
I've forgotten a lot of different things about videos. That's the first time I forgot the top cam. It won't be the last. It'll happen again, but hopefully it won't happen frequently.
Indeed.
That's basically it. Those are the questions.
Cool.
Any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Nothing?
Should I buy you more cups?
No, I actually just bought 3 more cups today.
Oh, I was gonna pick them out for you.
No, I'll explain. You'll see. They'll be coming to the channel. But either way, small cups.
Awesome.
But anyways, so that's basically it. That has been my interview with Rina. If you have any questions down below that you'd like to see answered, maybe you'll get answers. I don't know. Maybe we'll save them for another video.
Maybe this will be the first time that I'll go on and comment.
Do you have a YouTube account?
If I do, I don't know how it works.
I mean, I don't know. You have a Google account. You probably could figure it out. You can
I
head
have
on over.
such faith in me.
I do have faith in you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for, the questions that were asked by all the patrons and whatnot. And until next time, I'm Alex.
I'm Rina. Have a good one.
I tried to throw you off.
It's that nice.
Have a good one.